Hello everyone, how are we all doing? My name is Trevon from freestudiotime.com, and if you're new here and don't know who I am, I help beginner audio engineers and recording artists turn their mixes into gold. Today I'm going to explain to you the difference between hardware and software plugins, as well as what may work best for your situation. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So what is the difference between hardware and software plugins? Let's start off with software. Software is essentially a set of digital instructions that tell a computer what to do. This is the most common method for music production, mainly because how easy software is to access as well as how inexpensive they normally are. Hardware works similarly to software, except it's a physical product designed to perform a specific task. So the obvious but main difference is that one is physical and one is digital, right? Let's go into some of the pros and cons of both types of devices. So some pros of software include accessibility, the ability to utilize presets as well as free control of organization through any step of the mix and master process. Some pros of hardware include the device being able to produce a fuller, richer sound that's harder to replicate with software. Value of the hardware is also a big part because they tend to hold value longer depending on the type of quality of your device. Hardware also allows you to be able to create a very unique sound catered to your own specific preferences. So cons of using software include, this is a big one, CPU overloads. Some plugins use a lot of CPU power, and when you compound plugin on top of plugin, it can eventually pose a big problem. Big problems include not being able to play through your song and listen to it, having a specific plugin not work properly because of CPU, the project just randomly getting closed out, things like that. That's why I say it's such a big problem, because it just makes the entire process a lot more frustrating than what it needs to be. Another con of using software is the limitations to the sound they can achieve. Also, you have to worry about constantly updating your software to maximize the sound you can get from it. Hardware cons involve one, limited use of the way the hardware can be used. For instance, there's no way to use automation on a piece of hardware. If you don't really know what automation is, I kind of think of very similarly to like the functions of a piece of software. It's like creating your own set of rules to tell the computer what to do for a specific part in a song. So like, for instance, automation clip on delay. If I add an automation clip on delay for like the volume or like the mix level, I can tell the computer, okay, in this specific part of the song, I want this to be turned up to this level, and in this specific part, I want it to be turned down. And you can't really do that with hardware because it's a physical device. So that's kind of where I was going with there. And a second con of using hardware is definitely the price. Some hardware can be outrageously expensive, so expensive that you could literally buy an entire studio set with software plugins, the microphone, the audio interface, the everything, for the price you get for one piece of hardware. Is absolutely freaking insane. But in my personal opinion, I just use software until you will call yourself pro, then go look into buying hardware. But honestly, it's personal preference. If you've ever recorded at a professional studio and internalized a specific sound, you haven't been able to come anywhere close to using software, and you have the money, buy hardware. The only people I've seen use hardware is like people that record in professional studios. But if you're working from a home studio, I'd say just don't even worry about it, because it's not that serious. It's not that serious. I mean, because I say it's like 50% for like the look of it as well. People kind of like to come in the studio and see all these different types of equipment around them, and you know, in a way it could kind of boost productivity because it's not all coming from this one thing. So like visually it can maybe boost productivity in a way. I wouldn't know just because I've never used it. Just from personally what I've seen. If you're interested in learning how to use FL Studio and go from beginner to intermediate in under a month compared to a year of searching every outlet for the information yourself, click the link in my description. I'll show you everything you need to know in a detailed step-by-step guide that includes videos, quizzes, written information, as well as my personal contact for whatever questions you may have along the way. But if you got a lot of value out of this video, hit like and subscribe. I'll catch you all on the flip side.